Hello everyone. So today we'll learn about universal precautions. You must be aware that universal precautions are very important point of concern, and especially during Corona, these are very important. So these precautions we were following when we suspect a case of hepatitis or HIV. So what are these? You can just see this doll which is wearing everything including head cover. Goggles is written in red also. Face mask, full body gown and gloves. So goggles are not there, so she is wearing goggles also. So this is the protective covering just to limit the spread of infection from patient to yourself. So surgeons are at risk because they are performing the surgeries, and needle prick injuries and also scalpel injury can be there when you are not very vigilant on this. So patient may come to you for surgery, and you know the status that she is seropositive or not, or you suspect that she is seropositive or he is seropositive. And also patient can come to you like some intervention when she is already a known case like HIV with lymph nodes. You have to do a biopsy. So what do you do now? You obviously, as a surgeon, as a doctor, have to perform your duty, and you have to take universal precautions to minimize the infection. So, universal precautions were laid down by CDC USA, and these are precautions which include head cover of the face, full face cover, the boots or the slippers, the gown, double gloving. See, I have kept this because you should know there are two gloves, one in orange, one is blue, but obviously you can wear the same color of glove, and the disposable instruments also. Now, face mask ideally you should wear, or protective spectacles if you are not having the face mask. This is the face mask. If you are not having this, you can also wear the specs or the goggles. Use of fully waterproof disposable gowns is very important, and drapes for the patients. Gowns for you and drapes for the patients, particularly during the seroconversion. This is the gown for you. These are the drapes for patient when you are going to perform a surgery. Boots to be worn. You always try to wear a boot, not clogs. I'll show. These are the clogs. So boots are important because you can see there is space and you can get injured when a sharp injury is there. So always prefer to wear the boot like this when you are performing a case on a seropositive patient. You avoid this, but if there is no option, you can use this also. So double gloving is needed, so that even if one glove is ruptured or just teared up, so you can use a, or you will be protected from the second glove. So a larger size which is you are wearing inside is more comfortable. Now this is the operation theater. What is this? You can see, see that this is extra person which may not be required. So only allow essential personals in the theater and avoid unnecessary movement in the theater. If you can see, this is the extra person who is moving unnecessarily, you can tell this person not to move unnecessarily in this. Now this is what, this is shaved side, this is an unshaved side. I just kept this to inform you that avoid shaving whenever possible before surgery in HIV patient, because this will cause bruises and cuts in the patient, and it will be a source of infection in other persons. Now this is what, this is suction bottle. You should keep this half filled with freshly prepared glutathione solution, so that when the fluid is coming down, it is get disinfected. Now this is what you can say, fumes are there in the OT. So this is fumigation which is done after every positive patient which is taken in OT. Now you have to respect the sharps with passage of sharp in kidney dish. This is the kidney dish. You should not just give the sharp or take the sharp from sister without a kidney tray. So it should be kept in a kidney tray and passed to you, and vice versa. A slow meticulous operative technique is needed that should minimize the bleeding. So do not be in a hurry when you are operating a positive case. And see here, he is mostly using the cautery so that the sharp injury is minimized. So whenever you use the instrument, these should be disposable because we don't want to use the same set of instrument to the other person who is negative. So disposable equipment should be used whenever possible. After contamination, what should you do? Suppose there is a needle prick injury. So needle stick injuries are commonest on the non-dominant hand because you are operating from the dominant hand. Now hollow needle injury carries the greatest risk because it is hollow and it can carries the blood in it. Now you should wash thoroughly in a running water. Then you have to report the incident and counsel the patient. Now what to do? So whenever it is very difficult to continue and you are also becoming positive after coming in contact with the, you can say, patient, you have to decide whether you have to continue in operative specialty or not, because then you also become a risk for the other patient. Then contaminated surfaces, how do you treat them? Obviously this is mopping, which is done, which is in 2% glutaraldehyde or sodium hypochlorite if there is blood spillage which is positive for HIV or HBsAg or any seropositivity. Equipments, if not disposable, should be disinfected with glutaraldehyde, that is 2% glutaraldehyde. Now if someone is infected, what should be done? We should give post-exposure prophylaxis. What are the criteria? There are low risk and high risk. HIV positive but asymptomatic, low HIV RNA titer, high CD4 count and minor exposure comes under low risk. What should be done? The regimen is Zidovudin 300 mg, Lamivudin 150 mg BD for 1 month, that is 4 weeks. If it is high risk, that is patient is symptomatic and high HIV RNA titer, low CD4 count and major exposure is there, Zidovudin same dose, Lamivudin same dose plus Indinavir 800 mg TDS for 1 month to be given. Thank you so much. If any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you.